welcome to Life Performance. My name is Kieran Nichol and I am the founder of Life Performance. I'm also the only employee of Life Performance as it stands. Got big visions, of course, big dreams, and the vision is to make the world a better place, one person at a time. That starts with me. I'm in a continuous project to improve myself through health and fitness, sleep, diet, spirituality, and just being more present in my life and supporting the people in my life to try and hopefully do the same. The business is an online health and fitness business where I help people get fit and healthier, whichever way they want. I'm passionate about health and fitness and longevity within life. It took me a few sessions of counselling and also a bit of journaling and deep diving to understand of what took me to this place. Council estate boy, grew up in the council estate. Great times, probably the best times of my life. Of course, no worries, no troubles. Paper run and drinking with the boys down at the park, which was great at the time, but probably didn't set me off in the best footing to live a great life. Grew up till I was mid-20s, probably into my early 30s. Not a lot of aspirations, unclear and unsure of what I wanted to do. Didn't actually even give it much thought. But as I got to my 30s, I realised I am not happy doing what I am doing, selling cars. Making good money, driving nice cars, nice lifestyle, completely unfulfilled, not satisfied, and wanted to do something where I made an impact in the world. One person at a time, that starts with me. Been into health and fitness for a good 8 to 10 years, maybe around 25, 26, I started getting into that kind of realm. Just going to the gym. Had no clear plan of what I was doing. Studied YouTube. I'll give a shout out to Mike Thurston. He was the first YouTube guy who I followed and adopted my form from pretty much. That is where I learned from. I had no pals in the gym and really nobody to learn for physically, and I was far too shy to ask for a personal trainer or pay for one. So YouTube was where it all started, and I'm now coming back to try and pour some back into YouTube. I've been doing TikTok and Instagram for the last year, but I've got far too much to say for Instagram and TikTok, and the type of content that goes on there, I feel I'm probably not the best at, because I'm a middle-aged man who is in his office shed recording videos on his iPhone with a DJI mic. I have not got the best setup financially or the time either, but I've got a passion to get a message out there, and as I say, try and make the world a better place. Life Performance, set up a year ago after I left the motor trade, sold cars and did a bit of recruitment for 12 years. Selling was a passion, more than 12 years actually, it was 15 years. 15 fucking years, wow. Fell into the motor trade, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know what my passion was in life, and ended up selling cars because I can shoot the shit with people all day long. Loved it at the start, I thought it was a prestigious job, and I drove a fancy car and made some decent money. Made more money than most people at my age round about that I knew of, certainly anyway. And I thought that's what it was all about. How wrong I was. I ended up mid-30s and feeling completely lost. Became a single dad. Split with my partner, sold my house, ended up in my flat myself. Single, mid-30s, out of shape. Lost myself a wee bit, really lost myself a wee bit. Had a real mental period of sadness. Depression, potentially, but definitely sadness. Sadness to the point where I didn't actually think I was going to be that happy ever again. But health and fitness became the anchor that was a constant. It didn't change. I was always able to look after my own health and fitness, and that was a project I could work on and pick up at any time. And I did that consistently throughout that whole period of down. I leaned on it more and more and more. And in 2024, I had a real eureka moment, or that turning point in the road where I thought, I have had enough of this career. I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, I'm working too many hours. I've pretty much missed my daughter growing up till she was 10 years old because I was working all the time, and I just didn't want to settle for that anymore. Decided I wanted to set up my own business in whatever way, shape or form it was, and I had no clue what it would be. But I kept asking myself, what do I do on a daily-ish basis that I don't need to do, but I do it because I'm passionate about it and I love it? It was fitness. I set up Life Performance and I knew I wanted to help people get fitter and healthier, and I've been trying to slowly carve my own avenue in that path. I'm not wanting to train people to be bodybuilders, high rocks, athletes, marathon runners. I just want to train people to be slightly fitter and healthier and feel a bit happier on a day-to-day basis going forward. And after they work with me, the vision is they continue to employ those habits and tactics that I've taught them to take that into the rest of their life effectively. I view health and fitness as an ongoing project that you never finish. It will remain part of your life for the rest of your life. And it took me a few counselling sessions and a fair bit of deep diving to realise why it is that I care so much and want to improve other people's lives. And I looked at my parents. My mum and dad didn't have the worst life. They didn't have the best life, but they gave me a better life than they had. And I want to give my family a better life than I had growing up and pay that forward. But I want to take that one step further and pass on that same kind of information and experience that I had when I was in my mid-20s, struggling to find my way in the gym, lost and getting even further lost for the rest of my 20s into my early 30s. And through health and fitness, I seriously believe we can improve our confidence, our mental clarity, and find our purpose within life when we are fit enough, healthy enough, and confident enough to follow our gut instinct and do something that really makes us happy. I'm of the belief that if you want to, you can live that life, and I'm going to live that life for myself and my family, and that's a real passion for me. I've been doing an HNC and counselling now for the last 3 months. I set up Life Performance as an online health and fitness business in 2024. I left my job in car sales and set that up. But at the same time, I started Costco counselling skills because I knew the type of trainer that I wanted to be, there would be more potential issues that would come with it, because I never wanted to train bodybuilders or high rocks athletes. I only wanted to train people to get a bit fitter and healthy on a daily basis. And I knew with that there would be a certain amount of mental health issues that came up, because I promote improving your mental health and fitness through physical health and fitness, and I am an advocate and an example of how that can be done continuously, and it doesn't stop. I work on myself on a daily basis, and I still have a lot of bad days and a lot of good days. But I shudder to think if I didn't look after my own health and fitness and mental health and fitness, where I would be if I was just lost. I've got this vision of your life and how it ties in with buying a used car. If you bear with me a moment, I'll tell you. You buy a used car, you look at it, check the condition of it, but the car you've bought is the car you've bought. And I really think it's similar to life. The life that you've had is the life that you've had. At the point when you decide enough's enough and I want to make it better, the life that's been is the life that's been. The life your car had is the life your car had. You're deciding at this point here, moving forward, that you want to improve that car and give it a better life. So you start to look after that car. Now, through counselling, that helps us understand what has went before, learn the lessons, and learn the triggers that cause us to have issues, causes our cars to have faults. The idea being, moving forward, we avoid those triggers, we learn the lessons, and we start to operate in alignment with the way our car wants to be driven, the way we want to live our life. And I think health and fitness is the vehicle to do that. There's a saying, all ships rise with the tide. And I think if we improve our physical health and fitness, that's the best time to work on our mental health and fitness and do it all together. I think one of the biggest struggles that a lot of people have is they feel sad potentially and just try and get fit and healthy and ignore that they feel sad. So they get stronger and fitter and healthier and start to build a life that they're potentially building on sand, because without doing the work in the background on what has caused you to get to that point, if you don't understand that, that will come back to haunt you at some point later in life. Now, the bigger that skyscraper is that you build, potentially the bigger the damage is going to be. And I would advocate to anybody to go on that self-discovery journey, counselling journey, just journal and get to know yourself better and better as soon as possible. Because the sooner you start the work, the less work you've got to get through before you get to that solid foundations where you know the skyscraper you're building is solid. You've secured the ground underneath it and you can just build and build and build and build. But if we always ignore what's happened before, I think it can give us real problems at some point in the future, potentially at the worst times. And that's where life performances come from, and that's why I'm studying HNC counselling, because I'm a strong believer that we can work on both at the same time. I think it's the best way to go about it, if I'm honest with you. And there will be a point where I will be able to offer services through life performance where I become your health and fitness trainer, but at the same time we can do some counselling as well. And that'll be a package that I'll work out and shape as time goes on. But this is the very start of the journey. And what I'm going to do through YouTube is put out longer form content. I've got far too much to say. I get too excited and I'm too passionate for the short 10-15 second bursts that TikTok and Instagram really want. I'll chop up some of this and I'll put it on there, of course. But my favourite thing to watch is longer form content, podcasts and sit downs through YouTube. And I want to feed back into that community. I'm just a normal 35-year-old middle-aged man with 3 kids who is continually trying to get fitter and healthier and understand myself a wee bit more, because I want to walk beside them, my kids, as long as possible and live happily with my missus and continue to live a confident, secure, happy, fulfilling life. That potentially doesn't mean making as much money as possible, but just living a good life. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not too greedy. I don't want it all. I just want enough, and I want my peace, and I want to help others do the exact same as me. And that's what all life performance is all about. So this is the first step in the journey on YouTube. Enjoy the ride, and I welcome any feedbacks, comments, and support and criticism that you potentially may have. But whatever it is, thank you for your time and attention, and enjoy the journey. My biggest saying that I've got, keep it simple because it is, and I live and die with that. Keep it simple because it is.